It is my pleasure to welcome you to Catholic Charities in the Archdiocese of Baltimore. In joining Catholic Charities, you are now part of our family of faith, a family dedicated to a Christ-inspired mission of service to others as a reflection of God's love for us. A family motivated by the belief that every person is created in God's image and therefore is deserving of respect because of their inherent human dignity. We are blessed to have you to be part of our family and pray that your service will be a blessing in your own life, just as it will certainly be for those you will have the privilege of serving.
Welcome to Catholic Charities. I hope and believe that your lives will be personally enriched as much as those of the people we have the privilege of caring for and serving. You are part of a movement with colleagues, volunteers, donors, and community partners, together improving the lives of people in need and making our community stronger.
Our story begins with the establishment of the Catholic Church in America. John Carroll, the first Bishop of Baltimore, which was the first Catholic diocese in the United States, declared in 1792 that 1/3 of all parish revenues should go to the relief of the poor. As the age of immigration got underway, the number of people coming from Europe to America grew. Most were poor, and although in coming to America they might have found freedom, not many of them found wealth. The need for food, clothing, and shelter was great. But there was an even more compelling need that the church had to meet in those early days. It was not uncommon for small children to leave Europe with their parents and arrive in America as orphans. The result was steady growth of what were referred to as orphan asylums, schools, and other institutions throughout the 19th century. In 1923, Archbishop Curley brought these orphanages and other charitable works together under the umbrella of the Bureau of Catholic Charities. This new structure would provide order and direction to the works of charity throughout the Archdiocese. Over time, the need for large numbers of orphanages diminished, but other needs appeared as the world around us changed. By the 1960s, our focus on orphanages shifted to the treatment of abused and neglected children. In the 1970s, we opened programs for individuals with intellectual challenges. In the 1980s, we expanded to assist those who are poor, homeless, and unemployed, and we opened residential programs for senior citizens. Since then, we have continued to evolve and innovate in order to meet the ever-changing and increasingly complex needs of men, women, and children in our community. Catholic Charities is the largest private provider of social services for people in need in our region. The agency is comprised of more than 80 programs throughout Baltimore City and a number of surrounding counties. We employ more than 2,000 employees and engage more than 12,000 volunteers and 10,000 individual donors each year. We serve more than 160,000 individuals and families each year. Although we have evolved and will continue to evolve as an agency in response to our environment and changing needs, why we do this work, the core of what we do, and what we are working towards have not and will not change. These ideas are represented by our values, mission, and vision. This tradition is our legacy as an organization.
Catholic Charities is known by everyone as the social justice arm of the church. We're known for providing quality services to all people of all faiths, and that we value every individual for who they are.
What's most important for people to come to work at Catholic Charities is not only to understand the technical aspects of the work or the day-to-day functions that people are expected to do in order to meet the technical needs of our clients, but it's really the why we do what we do and how we go about doing our work.
Our values tell us why we do what we do. They are to love, to serve, to teach, and to work for justice. Our ultimate motivation is quite simply to love. In the Catholic faith tradition, this love challenges us to see the divine within each person we encounter. Who is our neighbor? The parable of the Good Samaritan taught by Jesus of Nazareth answers this profound question. Everyone is our neighbor.
Love on a daily basis is exemplified when you come in the morning and you hear them say good morning, and when the first resident first come to the program, they're very withdrawn. They don't know how to interact in that type of environment. So we as staff, we show that we care, we show that we love.
They don't care what your background is, but as long as you show love and stuff to the folks, they embrace you.
I love the fact that I can come to work every day and the values of the agency are keeping with my whole philosophy of love and respect and trust.
At Catholic Charities, we direct this love in a particular way towards our neighbor in need. Love expresses itself in service to our neighbor.
It really makes me feel good. It's rewarding, it's gratifying to me, knowing that I've been there for someone. It really helps me at the end of the day know that I was a part of making someone else's life a little bit easier, or making it your job a little bit easier. So it's very rewarding for me when I walk out the door in the evening knowing that I was a part of doing something good for someone else.
I felt that I was called to serve families and children at risk, and I felt like I was called to advocate for them because they couldn't advocate for themselves.
The connection between my position and the services that the agency provide, I often view it as I'm one of the legs on a chair or a stool that's needed to keep it balanced. I mean, we have other staff out there that are directly working with the people that we serve, and they need me and others in the support staff position that I am in to keep things working in the background, to make sure we're in adherence.
What we're doing is we're providing a service that allows our direct service staff and care providers to provide the services that they do. So while we don't work directly with our clients, that by providing a background and support and tools to the people that do work directly with the clients, that's how we impact those people as well.
And it's not just the lives of the people that we serve or have the honor of serving and helping and assisting, but it's my colleagues, it's our volunteers, and it's our donors.
We teach in many ways. We are called to teach those we serve to recognize the dignity and potential in themselves. In other words, we teach them that they are worthy of love and that they are capable of loving others in profound and meaningful ways. And this recognition gives them hope. We teach and empower them to help themselves. We teach those outside of Catholic Charities in families, parishes, schools, corporations, and government about the work we do and why it is so important. And we who do this work at Catholic Charities are taught in each encounter and in every relationship. We find many opportunities to learn and grow through this work.
Catholic Charities is a great place to work because it gives the employees an opportunity to grow. They provide an opportunity for continuous learning, continuous training, and I just love it that the culture is so diverse, and it provides you an opportunity to just work with all types of people.
Teach every day. They teach us, we teach them, but it starts at the top with the leadership. The leadership provides always opportunities to grow, to go out into the community, to share, to tell other businesses, partnerships, donors, volunteers, what the mission is really about. So we just don't talk the talk, but we walk it as well.
We see what justice would look like for those we serve, and we work to make it a reality. We advocate for a society and for public policies that are just and that reflect our shared human dignity.
We have an obligation to love through acts of justice, and that entails giving of ourselves, our time, our talent, our financial resources, and sometimes it entails speaking up for what's right through advocacy. I have no doubt that my colleagues here at Catholic Charities who spend time in Annapolis advocating for just public policies don't let lawmakers forget about the men, the women, and the children we serve.
If a need is not being met and we feel that we can meet that need, we will try to do that.
Our mission defines what we do at Catholic Charities. Inspired by the gospel mandates to love, serve, and teach, Catholic Charities provides care and services to improve the lives of Marylanders in need.
16 years ago, when I made a career change, actually, from working in higher education to work at Catholic Charities, was really driven by my commitment to mission. I've always been interested in working in a mission-oriented organization where I really can see how every day that mission is being implemented. And this particular move for me was really about how I could also use my faith in action, and the mission allowed me to do that. So that was my main reason for coming to Catholic Charities.
If you think about it, collectively, we are serving over 160,000 people each year in different capacities with different needs.
Everyone has a different job, and each one of our jobs become one big job to do one thing, and that's to make sure these kids are taken care of to the best of their, we can do for them.
Our mission statement, we're living it every single day. Every single person that works there believes it, lives it, and you really, if you don't, you can't work there.
You'll know if you belong here, because it don't take long to show that if you can do it, and don't do it because you are forced to do it. You got to do it because you love it.
Our vision guides us and tells us what we are working towards as an organization. Cherishing the divine within, we are committed to a Maryland where each person has the opportunity to reach his or her God-given potential. This vision is driven by our belief in the dignity and sacredness of every person, and it causes us to serve everyone in need, regardless of religious or other affiliation.
People are very familiar with our mission of improving the lives of people in need, of Marylanders in need. But it really goes to the vision that people have the opportunity to both recognize and achieve their God-given potential.
It's the dignity and the worth that is so meaningful to them, to know that they can live a normal life and not have to be labeled or talked about or shunned out of the community.
If you say you cannot find your gift, you will find it at Catholic Charities.
The work of Catholic Charities is different than the work of other human service providers based on the underlying and fundamental belief of the agency that we both recognize and cherish the divine within each person.
We cherish the divine within ourselves, within other staff, with our parents, and with our children.
How we do our work is what is truly unique about Catholic Charities. We try very hard to provide service that is marked by both professional competence and compassion. One without the other is not enough.
Our work is more than the technical task of providing care, but it's the love, respect, and dignity that we bring to our work that makes us different.
And the challenging part is no day has a routine. Every day is very different. You never know what it's going to bring, but you have to be prepared to deal with what it brings. And most of the work that we do is never in some timeline or straight line. I always tell the staff it's a crooked line, because sometimes we have to take 2 steps forward, 2 steps backward. But that's really what it's about when you're working with human beings and seeing them where they are.
I think they look forward to coming to St. Anne's, they're coming to the Lodge, St. Vincent's, any program that comes to mind. We all come in every day trying to create that special environment.
I decided to stay for 15 years because, like I said again, I love working with seniors, and I always tell myself one day I must get old, and I hope someone treat me the way I treat my seniors.
I think I've had a chance to really be able to create a little piece of a community where people feel safe and respected and cherished.
And it's not that other people don't value people, but I just think that takes a very high priority for us and plays itself out in how we deliver services, not just that we deliver the service.
This work is challenging and it is rewarding. No matter what you do at Catholic Charities, you will make a difference and be a part of improving the lives of others. and you will find that your own life is changed and enriched by doing this work.
What I find most meaningful is the opportunity to see every day the direct impact I have on the lives of the clients that we serve. I work in proximity to a lot of the programs in downtown Baltimore, so I have the opportunity to visit them and to have interactions one-on-one with each of our clients and to see how happy they are and to see that their lives are improved by our work and our efforts.
That sort of atmosphere within the whole organization is so special, and I just don't think that you get that just anywhere.
You get to know these folks and they just steal your heart. And it's nice working for folks that want you to come there, want you to help them out. It just gives you a certain feeling.
We enjoy what it is we do, and it's a pleasure coming to work.
I think the most meaningful part of our work, and my work particularly, is it takes a collective group to make a difference. And knowing that each day that people's lives are untouched, people's lives are improved, and our community is made better. Our story began years ago with Bishop John Carroll's mandate to help those in need. It continues today with the hard work, passion, and commitment of employees, volunteers, donors, and partners. Our story continues because of people like you. Again, welcome to Catholic Charities. I'm so pleased you have joined us.